easy. It's amazing how simple it is. Of course, I have to complicate it and say, well, we got to, when we inhale, we initiate. When we exhale, we conclude. When we inhale, we rise. When we exhale, we fall or squat, or we sink. So, and every movement is done with the breath. So, and this is a mind-body class. So that's the reason it's a little bit complicated, is because you have to get out of your head in order to be here. So it's all about directing your energy into the present moment. Based on the principle, where your mind goes, that's where your energy is. So we want to bring the energy into the body by bringing the mind into the body, and that's when you're going to have an optimal experience doing this form of exercise. So, having said that, let's start with 3 heart opening breaths. So palms in front of the abdomen, and then just sink straight down. Now don't lean forward, just bend the knees and keep the back straight. So when you inhale, I want you to slowly come up, and then just stretch, open the breastplate, and then exhale very slowly, sink right back down again. So through the nose, let's inhale and stretch, yeah, and exhale, sink right back down. One more time. Through the nose, we inhale and exhale. Okay, let's hinge at the hip. So it's inhale, open the arms, and exhale. I got to thinking about technology here. Sorry about that. Now just feel the back of the legs. So we're not curving the back. We're just relaxing here, pulling on the back of the legs, adding the breath. We inhale, body expands, and exhale, we just relax a little bit more without curving the back. You just sink more deeply, pulling on the back of the legs. Again, through the nose, inhale. We just pause for a little second right where we achieved. And exhale, we even actually go down much further this time. And then the third time, even further. So it's inhale. And when we exhale, we go further without curving the back. We just sink a little bit more. That means the back of the legs are just loosening up for us, a nice stretch. Now bend the knees to come up, and then push yourself up straight up, then stand up. Yeah, that takes the pressure off the back. Kick the legs out, kick the arms, shim the shoulders, and bobble the head. So I like to go right into the warm-up. So, and that's your homework assignment, should you choose to accept it. It's one of your homework assignments would be the balance the plate exercise, and the other one is going to be tapping down the body from head to toe. Do that every day. Do both those every day, and you'll probably have a pretty good experience. But ideally, if you kind of do the intestine exercise, where you push the belly out and tuck it in, at the same time, that's going to be really good for your internal organs. So we're going to inhale. I want you to expand the abdomen, bring your right foot out, and exhale, step in and settle down and hold it here. Now, let's just bring both palms out, face up, and just sink down a little bit. Put the left palm face up behind you like you're holding a plate. So both hands are holding a plate. In other words, we're keeping them facing the sky. Now, all the focus is, I mean, if the back one doesn't matter that much, you can put it on the hip if that's more comfortable for you. So the 2 circles, 2 breaths, the first one's underneath the arm. So remember, when we inhale, we rise, straighten the legs, lift the arm and shoulder up, stretching through the side, bend the wrist, circle the palm so it points to the right. When you exhale, we squat or fall, and we push to the right, the hip goes to the left, and we're into a squat. Now, we gyrate the hip, and the arm will go the opposite way. So inhale, we rise, straighten the knees, then the elbow to come over the head, and exhale, we squat as we continue rotating the hip, and we complete the full circle. So it's inhale, we rise, and exhale, we squat. Inhale, we rise, and exhale, we squat. 2 circles, 2 breaths. So it's inhale, straighten the knees, and exhale, hip goes one way, arm the other. Now we have a nice twist in the arm. So inhale over the head, that twist helped us stretch, and exhale, we squat. Okay. So inhale, exhale, inhaling, and exhale. One more time. In silence. Okay, let's bring this foot back so we straighten the left leg as you inhale. The right foot drags in and exhale, sink into a squat. Let's do the other side now. So let's inhale, we rise, straighten the right leg and the left foot step off 45 degrees and exhale, we squat with the palm face up. Take this right palm and put face up behind you, or if you prefer it's on the hip, it's okay. So extend the arm and we're into a squat. So inhale, we rise, pull the palm in towards the chest. Elbow and shoulder up, you stretch all the way down through the hips, circle the palm underneath the armpit, point to the side. When you exhale, we squat, extend the arm and stretch, the hip goes the other way. So inhale, we rise as you circle the hip, come over the head, and exhale, we squat as we sink back down. Again, inhale and exhale, stretch. Inhale, we rise. And exhale, we squat. It's all about the breath. So inhale, we get a nice big breath. And exhale, push to the side. Through the nose, we inhale. Always inhale through the nose. And exhale, we squat. So inhale, we rise. And exhale, hip goes one way. And this begins the circle of the hip. Inhale, gyrate the hip. The arm goes the opposite way. And exhale, we squat. So inhale. Exhale, inhaling, and exhale. Let's do one more time in silence. Now let's bring this foot back by straightening the right leg. So inhale, the left foot just glides in, and exhale, we squat. Now let's do both hands at the same time. Let's take a half step to the right as we inhale, straighten the left leg, and exhale, step to the right, half step, sink down to the right, then inhale, straighten the right leg, take a half step out to the left, and exhale, we squat with both palms face up. We're in this horse riding stance, we're not leaning forward, we're just sinking straight down. You get a nice workout in your thighs doing this, very important for building strength. So inhale, we rise, pull the palms in towards the chest. Lift the elbows and shoulders up, circle the palms underneath the armpit, and exhale, we squat as we push to the side. So inhale, we rise as we crisscross over the head, straighten the legs, stretch through the abdomen, and exhale, we squat to return. So inhale, we rise, and exhale, we come down low. Inhale, we stand up tall. And exhale, we come down low. Do your best to keep the palms facing the sky. So it's all about rotating the joints. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Just a nice, gentle little rotation, okay? So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's do one more time in silence. Now let's bring this right foot back. So you shift your weight over to the left, straighten the left leg as you inhale, half step to the right, and exhale, sink down over to the right, and straighten the right leg as you inhale, the left foot drags in, and exhale, we squat. Okay. That was the warm-up portion, which is your homework assignment. To do 3 times each side. Do 3 times on the right, 3 times on the left, 3 times with both hands together at the same time. I think you'll enjoy doing that every morning because that helps release the stiffness in the body. And the stiffness is a cause from when we first wake up, all the fluids coagulating around the joints and creating pressure on your nerves. And when you move around a little bit, you dissipate that pressure so that then you start feeling better. You have a much freer movement just by doing a little exercise like that, just rotating the joints, because that's where all the fluids are giving you a problem. Usually it's in the joints, your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, and your fingers. So you can do a lot of things when you're doing this kind of a motion when we come underneath the arm. So when we come underneath the arm, we're just lifting up, bend the wrist, circling and then pushing straight out to the side. And you can get a nice stretch here. You're getting stretching all the way through here in the wrist, which is really good for the joints and also the tissues. And you're also stretching all the way up through here, the tricep, which is good to build and strengthen the tricep as we do that. So this part of the warm-up is part of the fourth and fifth form that we do in a little bit, for those of you that are brand new. Now, I know those of you that have been with me for a long time, you're ready to begin. So let's get cracking. But before we do, let's have a little sip of water here, because you are a self-generating power plant, and water wets the whistle, but it not only wets the whistle, it wets the brain. And since your brain is firing on all the cylinders, it's electrical and sending electrical signals through your whole body. So the importance of that is what? You want to have energy flowing really good. So what is energy? Energy is your chi, the energy that flows through the body. If there's any kind of a restriction, then you have to make a little detour, and the energy either has to go a different way or wait for the blockage to kind of wiggle through or something like that. But if you keep things flowing and open up by movement and water, then you have a much better pathway, and that's what it's all about. That's why we feel better when everything flows better. So let's have our feet together. Knees are soft, not locked. Palms in front of the abdomen, the first form. So inhale, I want you to straighten the knees as you reach out to the side, and then stretch the arms as you exhale, stretching, and then bend the knees as you're on this exhale. And slowly roll the palms up, so you're stretching through the forearms, all the way up through the bicep. Then straighten the knees, all on this inhale, palms together. And then when we exhale, we sink, bending the knees and pull the fingertips down just below the chin. Now, when we inhale, we straighten the knees, bring the shoulders to elbows to shoulder height, and stretch through the abdomen, and then exhale, let the palms float down as we bend the knees again. Now, it's up to you how much you want to bend the knees. If it's really, really sore, don't bend too much. I don't want you to antagonize the joint, because then you won't feel too good later, okay? Just a little dab will do you in that case, so don't go down too much. Now, the second form, we step off to the right. As you inhale, straighten the left leg, and then float out the right foot 45 degrees. When you exhale, settle in, and then equally distribute your weight between both legs into the squat. And the arm is stiff. Pull up in your fingers. Now we're going to gyrate the hip, and the arm follows the rotation of the hip. So we inhale, we push out, around to the outside. We straighten the knee, and then when we exhale, we kind of come down into the squat as we're completing the circle. Now we bring this foot back. So inhale, that was the right side. Straighten the left leg, and exhale, then both knees and sink. Now we're ready to step off to the left, do that side. So inhale, straighten the right leg, step out 45 degrees with the left, and exhale, settle in, and just sink. Palm, space up, you're pulling up in your fingers, a little bit of a stretch, the arm is stiff. So we circle to the outside. So inhale, we push out and around, straighten the knee. As you exhale, we sink back down as you complete the circle. Now we're done with that side, so we bring the foot back. So inhale, straighten the right leg, left foot drags in, and exhale, we squat. Now we're ready for the third form. And I like to call it carrying the ball, big beach ball. So we carry the ball from side to side. And the reason I like to say that is because when we're doing this, the palms are always flowing about the same distance apart from each other. And the inside palm is always going face up. The outside palm is always going face down. Inside palm is face up. The outside palm is face down. Both sides, and that's what's happening. So now we're into this squat. So we're going to start on the right side of the body. So inhale, straighten the right leg, stiffen it up, and let the left leg be loose. And then exhale, you can put this left foot behind and then squat, or you can just lean over and squat. So don't, watch your balance. That's the most important thing. As you get stronger, you can get this foot down and around, but until then, don't push it. The bottom palm is face up. We're into the squat. Now here we go. With the breath, we swing back and forth. So inhale, we swing to the left. Bottom palm is face up, outside palm is down. And then exhale, we return back to the right. Okay, that's all we do for the right side. Now, we're going to stand up straight. So inhale, straighten the legs, lower the palms. And exhale, we squat, so we're in preparation for the next side. So inhale, we carry the ball over to the left. And when we exhale, we stand on one leg and do a squat. And the back foot is there just for support. Now, swinging the ball to the left and then to the right with the breath. So inhale to the right. And then exhale back over to the left. It's impacting the hip too, right? Now inhale, lower the ball, because we're done with that. And exhale, we squat. Now we're ready for the fourth form. That was the third one. So inhale, we straighten the left leg. We're going to step off to the right. And exhale, settle in. This is balance the plate exercise, but there's 4 breaths, 4 moves in the form, unlike the warm-up where there's only 2. But they're part of this, so you'll find it really easy. Here's the first ones behind the back. So inhale, we straighten the legs, bring the palm around behind our back, and then circle the arm all the way around, and exhale, squat with the palm face up. So it's a nice stretch through the back and the arm. Now, that was the first circle, first breath. The second one's underneath the arm. As you inhale, straighten up, lift the elbow and shoulder up, bend the wrist, circle the palm towards the front. This is circle number 2. Breath 2. As you exhale, settling in. That completes 2. Now, the third one is inhale, abdomen extends if you want. Diaphragmatic breathing with the elbow and shoulder up, bend the wrist, point the fingers to the side. Then when you exhale, we squat and the hip goes one way. Okay, that's number 3. Over the head is number 4. Inhale, we rise, straighten the legs, palms over the head, and exhale, we squat, just like we did in the warm-up. Now we're going to bring the foot back by straightening the left leg. So inhale, straighten the left leg. The right foot just glides in. And exhale, we squat or lower the body. We just sink right down. Now let's go to the other side. So inhale, straighten the right leg. Let the left foot float out, heel toe, and exhale, settle in and balance the weight between both legs. So you just sink right down. The palm is face up towards the inside of your thigh. Now we're going to extend the arm and reach out to the left. So inhale, straighten the legs, reach out to the left, and all the way around, circle behind you, and then exhale, reach behind you and squat. So it's a nice stretch through the back and the arm. So when you inhale, we straighten the legs, lift the elbow and shoulder up, stretching down through the hip, circle the palm so the fingers point to the front. When we exhale, we push to the front and squat. Nice stretch through the forearm. Okay, that was 2. Number 3 is underneath the arm. Inhale, straighten the legs. Put the elbow and shoulder up, bend the wrist, circle the palm, point the fingers to the left, and then exhale, hip goes to the right as you extend the arm to the left. Now it's a nice stretch, the arm is twisted. So number 4 is over the head. So as you inhale, bring that twisted arm forward as you start straightening the knees. Immediately bend the elbows so you can circle over the head, stretching down through the side into the abdomen. And then exhale, squat as you complete that circle when we're back to the beginning. Now we're going to bring this foot back. So inhale, straighten the right leg. As you inhale, the left foot drags in. And exhale, we squat. Now we're ready for the 5th form. That'll be both hands at the same time. So we go into position. We take a half step to the right. So you inhale, straighten the left leg. Take a little half step to the right. When you exhale, lean to the right and squat. So all the weight's on the right hip. Now we're going to straighten the leg and take a half step to the left. So inhale, right leg is straight. Reach out with the left toe. And exhale, settle in, and just sink straight down. So we're not leaning forward, we're just sinking straight down. Nice pressure on your thighs here, really good for strengthening. Now we're in position to do this form. So the 4 circles, 4 breaths. So the first circle, you inhale, bring the arms behind you, straighten the legs, circle the arms all the way around, and exhale, push behind you and squat. Sink up your back and stretching the arms. Now when you inhale, we straighten the legs, slowly come up, feel the buttocks. That's a nice stretch for your buttocks. From underneath the arms, point the fingers to the front for number 2. We exhale, and that completes number 2 as we come into the squat. Number 3 and 4 is like we did in the warm-up. So inhale, pull the palm in towards the chest, straighten the knees, and exhale, push to the side, completes number 3 in this form. Number 4 is over the head. So inhale, bring twisted arms forward as you straighten the knees. Lift, crisscross the arms, stretch through the abdomen. As you exhale, we complete the circle and come down into a squat. Now, let's return the feet. So inhale, we straighten the left leg, draw the right foot in a half a step. And exhale, we sink down to the right and bend the knees. Now inhale, we straighten the right leg, draw the left foot in, and then exhale, we squat. 6th form is creating a brighter world. It's the intestine exercise, another homework assignment. Just push the belly out and tuck it in. You can do it with or without the breath. Here, we do it with the breaths. So inhale, push the belly out, put the thumbs on the belly button. When you exhale, tuck the belly in as you make a triangle and you just sink. So inhale, we rise as you extend the abdomen. Palms go out with the energy. When you exhale, we squat, tuck the belly in. As you condense the energy, you come back to your abdomen. Now, the 6th form is dragon looks up to the sky. So to go into position, we inhale, we rise, let the arms float up, pinch the first 3 fingers together, flay the other 2. Now, when you exhale, we squat as you drop the knuckles behind your kidneys, your lower back, and you put pressure against your lower back. As you inhale, we straighten the legs, drag those knuckles up the rib cage for a nice little massage back there. Drag those palms into the armpits so the back of the palm lays against the body. As you exhale, we squat as you pull the elbows over the fingers. Now here's where the dragon looks up to the sky. So inhale, we straighten the knees, lift the chin up, stretching through the abdomen, and then stretching the thyroid in your neck. And then exhale, we relax and squat, or come down low and just sink. Now the 8th and final form is raising the power. So when we inhale, we rise, pull the energy of the earth in our palms, draw it into our body. When we exhale, we sink and push this energy into our lower abdomen, 2 inches below the belly button and 2 inches deep. There's the 2nd chakra where we store and accumulate energy. And to conclude, we acknowledge this wonderful energy that's inside us and all around us. So we inhale, we straighten the knees, put the palms to prayer posture. As you exhale, the knees lock, we stretch the back of our legs. As you hinge at the hips without curving the back, then we hold for 1 more breath and then sink a little deeper. So inhale, and then exhale, sink deeper without curving the back. Just lean into that stretch for the back of the legs. Now when you inhale, you can either come straight up or bend the knees and then bring yourself up. Whatever you need to do to protect the spine. And then exhale, we squat, let the palms float down. Now, we don't squat too much. Just take the break out of the knees, look down to the earth, and just stand here for 15 seconds. Just feel the body relax. Okay, then. I invite you to sit down. Let's take a little break right here and just let the body absorb the energy. Let's start by taking a nice sip of water. Keep the body wet. You know, you don't have to get crazy with water. Just a little sip is great. Just to kind of wet the whistle. Keep things wet. You don't want to forget to take a sip of water, about every 15 minutes throughout the day, you just take a little sip. That's all it takes, really. First thing in the morning, if I slept through the night and I didn't wake up, then I usually get up and I'll drink a full glass of water when I get up. If I've been waking up in the night, and I keep sipping water as I wake up, and it works pretty good for me. So we all have different little ways of doing it, but whatever it takes for you to keep your body hydrated, that's an important thing. So sit up straight with the shoulders over the hips, try not to lean back in the chair, and put the back of the palms behind the knees. Look down to the earth or close your eyes and just bring your mind's awareness into what you're doing right now. So, and that's what you're doing, is taking a breath. So when you inhale, you can feel the body expand. When you exhale, you feel the body completely and deeply relax, as if you're melting, dissolving into the earth. And then feel the energy of the earth as it rises up through your body. Feel yourself maybe even catching your breath. And when you inhale, you're aware of the body expanding. When you exhale, you can feel the body completely and deeply relaxing, as if you're melting, dissolving into the earth. And then you might start feeling Earth's energy as it rises up through your soles of your feet. You can feel it tingling in your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips. When you exhale, just feel the shoulders relax. Let your body absorb the energy that was created from all the movement we just did. All that nice stretching has opened up the body so you have a much cleaner flow of energy. So you're probably feeling yourself taking a larger, deeper, richer breath. Let your breathing be natural and comfortable. Let the breath be whatever it needs to be, but pay attention to it. Bring your mind's awareness to this very special moment that you're giving to yourself. Moment time where there is no time. We don't need any time while we're here. It's in this moment that we have absolutely everything we need. This is where we're okay just the way we are. As a matter of fact, we're absolutely perfect just the way we are, right here, right now. You hear the cuckoo bird? He's going to come again. Listen to these birds, how happy they are. You can tell they're happy. Oh, these are lovely birds. They're just bringing their heart out. They know they're beautiful. And that's all we have to do, is know about ourselves how beautiful we really are. And just let yourself shine through, let yourself go. Be who you are. And that's what everyone loves you the most, for who you are. Now I invite you to open your eyes and clasp your hands in front of your abdomen. So when we inhale, bring the clasped hands up to the chest, roll them forward. As you exhale, keep the shoulders over the hips as you extend the arms into a stretch. Then inhale and exhale a little more deeply into that stretch. Now when we inhale, lift the palms above the head. When we exhale, lift up, stretch, one more breath. Inhale, lift up and stretch a little more deeply. And exhale, come on down for a nice full stretch. Now you can either cross your hands like this to twist the spine, Well, if you want to protect yourself, you can take your right hand to the left knee as we go to the left and look to the left. So either way, we inhale and exhale, look to the left. One more breath, inhale, twist those over deep, and exhale, come on back to the center. Let's go to the other side. We inhale and exhale, look to the right. One more breath, inhale, twist a little more deeply, and exhale. That's a nice stretch. Oh, I love this. I love being here. I really love being here. I'd rather be here than anywhere else in the world. And the fact of the matter is, no matter where you are, you're always here. And this is why a mind-body class is so very important. It recenters and grounds you, makes you feel good. If you feel good, you have a great impact on the world around you because everyone else feels good when you feel good. They can feel your energy. And it's contagious and it has a tremendous ripple effect. One gets another, gets a bunch, and it just flows throughout the wherever you are. Now, we're going to do the form again. This time my instruction is going to be on breath only. We did it really slow in the explanation on the first part. So take your time, make it work for you. If there's anything you don't understand, just make it up. It's okay. Until you start getting it, whatever you do, you're perfect in every way. You can't do anything wrong. So you have to know that about yourself. So you don't have to be hard on yourself to learn something. So did you want to take another sip before we start? A little sip of water. It just feels good to sip the water. Okay. Now, when I be together, my instruction is going to be on breath only. It'll give you a whole new perspective on the form because some things that are difficult to teach and a picture is absolutely 1,000 words. Just know that when we inhale, we initiate a movement. When we exhale, we're concluding it. Palms in front of the abdomen, come into a squat, just soften the knees, not deep right yet. So inhale, reach out to the side, and then straighten the knees, and then exhale, sink. Then roll the palms up as you inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. 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 Inhale. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. 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 Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. And for 15 seconds. Okay then. Listen, I hope that was good for you. We're going to do it, and my instruction will be in silence. I'm going very, very slow when I do this. And if you're having a difficult time taking a long breath, take a couple of breaths. Again, make this work for you. Pretty soon you'll sink your breathing a little bit more deeply, and you don't have to take such quick, short breaths. We are in the habit of doing shallow chest breathing, and only because where the mind goes, the body's right there with it. So when the mind is stressed, the body economizes and just kind of, like we're just like do very shallow chest breathing, for an example, and because the body has to stay right there with the mind. Now, as soon as the mind is able to relax, we can relax and take a regular, nice, little, rich breath. We automatically do that without having to think about it. Your breathing is just an automatic thing. We can control the breath, yes, with our mind, but we don't really need to do that. But we need to be able to allow the body to just naturally get in that habit. And the only way we can really do that is by quieting the body. So how do we quiet the mind? Well, the simplest technique in the world is to bring the mind into the body. In other words, to be present, be here, be now with what you're doing in this moment. And when we do each little thing like that, we have to really just focus and give the mind a chance to relax. And then when the mind relaxes, the body relaxes, and the body's all the tension becomes relieved, relaxed. And that's when the body's immune system becomes optimal and they're much, much more powerful in protecting you against different little diseases and illnesses. It's really all about giving your immune system a chance to work best for you. You just have to take care of yourself, to keep the body around. That's what we're doing. You can do this form in any way you want to do it. You can put as much energy into it as you want, really intense, and really give it a good stretch. Or you can do it very just kind of soft and easy, however you feel that day. Or you could do something in between. So sometimes you feel like enough, sometimes you don't. So just make it work for you. Let's do the form again. This time my instructions will be in silence. To give you a different perspective. I'm going to go slow. Inhale. Yeah, just give me a second. Okay, then. I hope that was good, pretty good. That was sure good for me. I would like to invite you to come join me now. Sit down, let's have a drink of water. And I want to open the floor to any questions